I'm Dia and you guys are watching Dianosaur. So I might sound a little weird in this video because I have a cold and yeah, I'm sick again and it's not going away. Like I've been sick for a week, almost a week now, and I've been having, like all the homemade remedies and all that stuff because I hate going to the doctor and I hate taking medicines because I already have to take so many medicines. So I'm doing all these things and I'm hoping to get better any day soon. It has improved a little bit, but yeah, let's see. Anyway, so today's video, my nasally voice is gonna sound even more nasally, and I might have trouble saying certain words. So I hope you guys, can still enjoy this video despite my problems. So anyway, today is my stop on Escapist book tour for the book Starlight Jewels by Lyons. I still don't know how to say that last name. So anyway, we'll go with Lyons. So I'll put a picture of the book here. So as I was sick and there have been, like life stuff happening, so I couldn't read the entire book, but I'm gonna do a first chapter impression in this video. So it's not gonna be exactly a first chapter impression because I have read the prologue as well as the first chapter, so a little bit of cheating, uh, so the prologue and the first chapter impression in this video. And I have to say, while reading what the book is about, I signed up for this book tour because it's part of SPFVO 9, and I was like, I am already reading so many SPFVO books, so what's another one? Like I'll add this. I'll do this tour. It will help out the author, and I'll get to read another SPFVO book. At that time, I did take into consideration that I'm actually in my final semester of my course, and final semesters, as tradition goes, tend to be the most difficult semester of your life, and that's what I'm currently going through. Like I'm going through the grind right now, and I haven't been able to pick up any book without wanting to die because I am already doing so much reading for so many other things in my life. Like, for example, I have to do practical work, I have to do internship, I have to do job hunting and all that. Like, I'm stretched thin. That's what I want to say. And it was not possible for me to read the entire book. But I still gave it a shot, and spoiler alert, I really liked it. And the moment I get some free time on my hand, I'm gonna, binge through this book. So, what is it about? So, it's about from the what do you call it? Excerpt from the blurb, you can tell that this is about, conflict between two kinds of beings. So one is a hybrid between spriggans and humans, and the other is the human beings. So you have this war going on, which is spanning, like decades or something like that, which is between the humans and the half-breed spriggans. Yeah, humans and the other race that there is, the half-breed race. It sounds weird to say half-breed, right? Let's call them. Okay, so the name used in the book might be okay. Let's not go through all that. Let's call them half-breeds. So the war that has been going on, that was stopped by, this is all in the prologue, that is stopped by killing of a certain person, and after that is done, there has been a treaty that is made that certain rules will be followed, and there will be certain boundaries that will be maintained. So that is basically the prologue. In prologue, you get to know about the war that has been going on, why the war has been going on, uh, how it affected people, in this world and all that. So that is basically an overview of the world. In the prologue, I didn't get a feeling of what the book is about to be, like what the book is about. So you get a blurb at the back of the book, and the prologue I read, it didn't line up with the back of the book. So I was like, I need to know more before, like I can form an opinion about the book. Like, I mean, obviously you need to read the entire book to form an opinion about the book, but in this case I was in a pinch, and I needed to, like read sample a bit of the book and get an idea about, what kind of book it is. So I read the next chapter. The next chapter, we are following Axley, and she used to be uh, an assassin, I think, with some big guild or something like that. But she is on the run, she is hiding, and she has her full human half brother with her. What did I say? She has with her full human half brother with her. Oh my god, that sentence is gonna kill me. So anyway, I'll put up the sentence on the screen. So anyway, so in this one we see that they are on the run, and actually has certain features that, sets her apart from the people who are like locals in that area, in the area which she is in currently. So she tries to keep her head down, and she goes about her work and all that. She is a maid, and she, like she has to undergo insults and all that kind of stuff just for her brother, just to keep her brother safe and all that. But one day what happens, her brother, he can't tolerate touch. Like, he can tolerate certain amounts of, like touching, like a hand holding or something, only if the person is, familiar to him. But other than that, if a stranger, touches him, or, tries to hug him or something like that, he has, I mean, he starts yelling and crying, and he throws tantrums and all that. Throwing tantrums kind of puts it in a negative light, but it's like, it's not something he can help. So he has this, fits of emotions when someone touches him. So one day, accidentally, one person touched him, and he started having this episode, and actually is like, oh shit, like, let him not look at me directly, because her eyes, it will give her away. And the guy looks at her, and that's, basically what the chapter is like. So what I liked about this chapter is that it focuses on the sibling relationship very well, and it's kind of like, you can see someone who used to be very lonely and very like someone who wanted people in their lives, but people didn't understand them and all that kind of stuff. And then they, had this sibling or something, and it speaks about a very special bond between siblings, that, like, if you if you ask someone with a sibling what life would have been like without a sibling, without their sibling, they would say, unbearable, because the shit that you have to go through, they have to go through too. And you have someone who is, like, by default, someone who understands you. Like, you have a friend, no matter what, like, no matter what phase in your life you're going through, you have someone you can fall back on. And I had a feeling that this book was gonna show, like, if I read more of this book will definitely explore that aspect of the story of Axley and her brother. The most intriguing thing to me is, why is Axley's brother so averse to touching? Like, why? What happened to him? What kind of a shitty childhood or traumatizing childhood did he have to, have such strong reaction to something so, I mean, harmless? So it reminded me of a certain person. If you know, you know. Uh, I'm not gonna say anything else. Like, he wears gloves and all that. So I would like to know what happened over there. So that is one thing, one story hook that got into me. And nextly we have, why are they running? So the running part and the touch part, so I think they are kind of related. Like, maybe something happened that made the kid act in a certain way, and that's why they are running, and the consequences of acting in a certain way that made them leave or something like that. And so, yeah, like, there are, like, the first chapter, the prologue was good, but it didn't hook me in. The prologue, it gave an overview of the world, and it will make more sense the more you read, which I understand. But the chapter one, that chapter, it gave me a more in-depth look into the characters. It established storylines, it established story hooks that will come into play later on. And it also had this, like, certain world building elements. Like, the chapter opens with a passage, like, keen sight and true sight are powers of the something, and basically talking about all the powers. So you get an idea about the world, you get an idea about the magic, you get an idea about the characters. And I mean, what else would you need in a first chapter? So I am so sorry I didn't read the entire book. Things have been crazy, and I hope my first chapter impression was helpful. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.